Alrighty, guys. Today is June 16th, 2024. Local time is 7:37. And as you can see from the last update we did about this time yesterday, there has been a massive improvement in conditions here. Sorry, we're in the middle of like a heat wave here, and the room I'm in isn't really well circulated, so fun times. Anyway, we still have our two areas of interest in the Atlantic here. And then we have the small area here in the Pacific near Guatemala City and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. But let's talk about this one first. So overall, in 2 days, it has a 30% chance, and a week it has a 30% chance. Overall, its chances are low. However, let's go in and read the discussion. So offshore Central America, this is Invest 90E. Small area of low pressure located just offshore and to the south of the Guatemala-Mexico border is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear conducive for slight additional development before the system moves inland tonight or early Monday. Regardless of development, several days of rainfall are expected across portions of southern Mexico and Central America. These rains are likely to cause life-threatening flooding and flash flooding. The formation chance through 48 hours, low 30%, and the formation chance through 7 days is also low 30%. Overall, what's going to happen here is this system is going to drift northward, and this is actually going to be the system that produces the area that we are currently watching up here in the Gulf. In the Bay of Campeche in the Gulf of Mexico. But we'll touch on that in a minute. We are now going to move over to our new area of interest that we were looking at last night. Nothing has really changed with this system. It still has a 0% chance of forming in the next 2 days and a 30% chance in the next 7 days. Overall, its chances are still low. However, let's go into the discussion here. So this are the southwestern Atlantic Ocean. A trough or an area of low pressure is forecast to form a few hundred miles northeast of the central Bahamas in a couple of days. Environmental conditions could be conducive for some development of the system thereafter while it moves westward or west-northwestward. The system is forecast to approach the coast of the southeastern U.S. on Thursday or Friday. Then, as I said before, formation chance through 48 hours low, near 0%. And the formation chance through 1 week is low, 30%. So overall, we're not expecting much here with that system. And then we get over to this system. If you remember yesterday, it was at 60. Now it has gone up to 50-70. So let's go into the discussion here. A large area of disturbed weather is located over Central America, the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and the adjacent waters of the northwestern Caribbean Sea and southern Gulf of Mexico. A broad area of low pressure is forecast to form from the system over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico within the next day or so. Environmental conditions appear conducive for subsequent gradual development of the low, and a tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form by midweek while it moves slowly westward or west-northwestward toward the western Gulf Coast. 1. Regardless of development, several days of heavy rainfall are expected across portions of southern Mexico and Central America, and these rains are likely to cause life-threatening flooding and flash flooding. Locally heavy Rainfall is also expected to spread over portions of the northwestern coast of the Gulf of Mexico by the middle of the week. In addition, gale warnings have been issued for portions of the Gulf of Mexico, and more information on those warnings is available in high seas forecasts issued by the National Weather Service. Formation chance through 48 hours, medium 50%, and the formation chance through 7 days is high 70%. So if you're near Ciudad Victoria, Aldama, Tampico, Matamoros, Port Isabel, I'd watch out. There is a high likelihood of either a tropical depression or a tropical storm forming in this area. If we were to get a tropical storm, I believe the name would be Alberto. Let me look that up quickly. Yes, this would be Alberto if it forms into a tropical storm. But now you guys know we always have to do it with these updates. We're going to take a look at the forecast models. See what happens here. So GFS actually wants two separate storms out of this. So we have the first part of the system hitting like the Houston area by mid to late midweek here. And then we have an area of interest that forms pretty much out of nowhere here. It makes landfall around the Jacksonville area. That's not going to be much. Then we have something trying to spin up again in the Gulf, but that doesn't really happen. Then, other than that, we're not seeing too much else happen. However, at the end of that run here that we currently have on GFS, it's been something up in the Pacific that we're going to have to watch carefully. However, this is 384 hours out, so as you guys know, take that with a grain of salt. Especially with the 18Z runs. The 18Z runs of the GFS are pretty much death runs here. However, we do have model runs for Invest 90E over here in the Pacific. So let's take a look at these. So this is the HWRF model for 90E. Having it crossing over into the Gulf and not really coming together. That's the good news here. Take a look at the HMON. Same thing with the HMON. Maybe a mid-end tropical storm making landfall. But other than that, not really much crosses over as the Gulf starts organizing a bit more. Then it looks like it speeds up, honestly. It makes landfall. But other than that, not really much there. The HASA. Take a look at this model. This model doesn't even have it coming together. Wow. Has to be. Take a look at that one. Same thing. It doesn't even have this. Maybe some convection there. Maybe a tropical depression according to HAFSB model here. Then we have the GFS. Doesn't really develop into anything according to the GFS. then the ECMWF. Once again, maybe a weak tropical depression, according to the ECMWF model run. But other than that, not much here with these storms. However, once again, if you're in the Reynosa area, the Matamoros, Port Isabel, Vail, Hermoso, Francisco Villa, San Fernando, Carboneras, and Carvajal, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. If you're anywhere along the Gulf Coast, from Tamaulipas, Hidalgo, Veracruz, Tabasco, Campeche, in the Yucatan, or on the Texas Gulf Coast, I'd watch this thing as it progresses closer and closer. In my honest opinion, I believe we're probably going to see a potential tropical cyclone possibly as early as tomorrow, so that the government of Mexico can put tropical storm warnings up for these areas that I just highlighted there. Maybe some watches up in this area as well, the Texas coastline. But with that being said, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll have another one up tomorrow morning around 10-ish, most likely, depending on when I wake up.